Welcome everybody to this week's Dissecting Design. As I promised last time, with Clive Barker's Undying, that was the trick. And for this week, it's time for some treats with Ghostmaster. This is a very interesting game developed by Sick Puppy in 2003. This game came out during the Sims craze. Of course, The Sims being the big title from Maxis and Will Wright, kind of being Virtual Dollhouse. Maybe someday we'll have to do a Dissecting Design on that. But Ghostmaster, sorry about that, follows in a very long line of games that tried to emulate The Sims in terms of managing people's stats and such, but they went in a more creepy direction. With this game kind of being, you're basically dealing with ghosts, but you are the ghosts themselves. And it's your job to scare the various inhabitants of this town. I'm not sure to death. I'm not sure we ever got that far, but we did get pretty close. And what the game did is not something that was very much replicated. In fact, I can't think of any other game's release that followed this exact kind of style of gameplay. Maybe the closest analog could be something like Evil Genius, in terms of you playing the quote-unquote bad guy. But that game is an entirely different can of worms to look at. So, we're going to jump in, and I am sure I'm going to be horrible at this game, but we're going to talk about it. Alright, so, inside Ghostmaster, the story is that we are the titular Ghostmaster, and we've been summoned to this town by a bunch of unsuspecting teenagers. And now it's our job to basically scare the you-know-what out of all of them. And the game does a very interesting job in terms of design and management. At the start of each mission, we're going to be playing the tutorial to show things off. You have to choose from different ghosts or different haunters, and they are arranged in orders of the cheapest or the least effective to the oh my goodness, they're going to scare everybody kind of group. And basically, it's kind of like a way of saying, you want like your little gremlins? Or do you want like the equivalent of Pinhead and Jason to show up and start causing damage? So we're going to choose the recommended ghosts, which are these four. And again, they're arranged in this kind of order. Another thing is that each ghost is its own unique element. And they have specific abilities. And can be upgraded as well, which we'll talk about probably in a later part. But let's load things up and see what the tutorial has to offer us. Alright. So our mission is pretty simple. We need to scare all the teenagers out of this house. Again, this is 2003 graphics. And apparently there is a special ghost here.
Dreaded dust! I used to command the storms, dearie, but since I went and got myself sucked into this electric broomstick, all I can manage is this infernal sneezing! It'd be a different matter if I got free, mind you. I'd whip up a sword to wake the dead!
So part of the story of Ghostmaster is twofold. One is we want to scare everyone out of this house. This will earn us gold ectoplasm. This will allow us to upgrade the haunters or our ghost squad that we want. But we also want to look for ghosts that are within each level and try to get them onto our side, which we can then use in a later level. Now, here are the stats. Each human in the game comes with terror, madness, and belief. Basically, as these ratings go up or down, will affect how easy or hard it is to scare them. If you fill up either terror, the person will just run out of the house screaming and going away. You fill out madness, and the person will basically shut down. And belief determines how susceptible they are to your effects. If someone's belief is very low, it means it's going to be a lot harder to spook them. And you'll have to do things to raise their belief or just overwhelmingly attack them. Now, the ghosts themselves have a fetter, and the fetter determines what you can actually bind them to. So if we look here, these are his powers. The more we scare, the more we'll actually be able to control them, or to raise their ectoplasm, which gives us more meaning. So as we mouse around, each room has different objects, and within those objects are different emotional. So, for instance, fetter inside means I can place Boo anywhere I see fit. Clawers, fetter inside, the same thing. Fetter electrical means he can only be placed in something that has electricity to it. And then, of course, fetter emotional, you get it. Alright, so let's see where our unsuspecting teens are. And of course, they're talking in Finnish. Alright, so I'm going to bind Boo here because we have a nice group of people right there. Now, they're not doing anything. They're not going to see him until we tell him to start using some of his powers. And the powers range in effect as well as what they do. So, just by summoning Boo, we've used up some of our ectoplasm. So we gotta do something about that. Okay, Dorothy is sleeping. Looks like they're having a seance. Alright, so let's do something here. Oh, we missed one. So now she's going to be a little bit more susceptible. But let's move on up here. Alright, let's do it. Let's hit him with something big. Oh, oh, oh. Get him. Now, with some ghosts, we can try to figure out a character's phobia, which in turn will give them even more to be scared from. So he's going to keep going through his powers. I'm going to bind Shivers down here. Shivers is our most costly. Alright, so someone has been scared out of the house. Meanwhile, he's doing his thing. You can also overload them by just hitting them constantly. Alright, so they're out. And now to get the Weather Witch, yeah, so she's left. I'm going to bind Coghammer here. And I'm going to use Strange Behavior, I think. Okay, that's going to lure him. And then we'll hit him with Wild and Crazy to try and mess with everything in that area. Meanwhile, Shivers here is causing them all to go crazy. Come on. Okay, so we learned another phobia. Now, at this stage of the game, we really can't make use of phobias because you don't have a big enough team. Let's try a Jinx. I should be able to see what they do. There we go. Bad Luck. Fickle Hunter. Yeah, so we want to do Wild and Crazy. There we go, that's what I want. So now that she's free, she will now join us, which means we can now use her powers. So she can only be bound in the thoroughfare, which means outside. And we'll just do some gusts and fogs. Alright, Nancy's not doing so well. We know she's afraid of creepy crawly. So I'm going to bind him right here. And if she doesn't like creepy crawly, we're going to give her creepy crawly. They will only use their powers when there's a person nearby. Alright, and that just knocked her the heck out of here. Now with her gone, what I'm going to do is... They're out? Where are the last three? Alright. It can be a little tricky to keep track of where everybody is. I am going to unbound Boo here since there's no one outside or no one upstairs. We don't want them to calm down either. But between the creepers, flying pots... Oh, she just got knocked down. There's only two... Oh, I'm sorry, there's three left. There we go. Now, we had a water elemental. We could bang them right there. I'm going to use Thunderclap and try and spook her the heck out of here. Good. She's gone, which means there's only a few left. Oh, she's almost gone. She's wandering around outside. We don't need Cogjammer anymore. They're starting to calm down. That's not good. So I'm going to move Weather Witch. I want to see where she's going. She's going to go back inside? Good. Alright, she's out. And again, I am limited where I can place them. That's it. Let's go for a full hit here. She is not doing so well. She's afraid of being trapped. And we don't have any ghosts who can make use of that, but she's being pulled by the siren song. If only we had another ghost. Oh. Almost got her. Just had to push her a little bit more over the edge. Get him, Shivers, or Boo. Where'd she go? In the basement. Well, we can't have that. Come on, get her. Water's leaking through the walls. I probably should have placed someone right there for maximum scaring. Like I'm going to bind Clariclops right here. The second she comes back in, we are going to hit her with some spiders. And that should knock her out here. Come on. Everything blew up in there. Man, she is not going to go. Come on. Wait, is Shivers at full power? No, he's not. No wonder why. That should do it. There we go. Alright, get out of there, you. And with that, mission accomplished. Now, to get higher scores, it depends on how much or how effective we are at scaring them. As you can see, we really want to get them, we want to drive them insane. And insane requires us to know their fears and exploit them. Now, Banish Haunters is a later game effect. What happens is we actually get non-copyrighted Ghostbusters to come and try and get rid of our ghosts. And then, of course, the quicker we do it, the more gold plasm we get. And with that, we're going to go to the game's persistent element next and talk about how things go forward. Here we have the game's persistent element, aka the Ghoul Room. This is an area where you can go to at any time to visit and see all the ghosts that you've acquired over the course of playing the game. As you can see, there are quite a number of slots open here. Now we can go to a ghost.
Clicking on a blank power slot displays powers that may be taught. A ghost may learn one power per empty slot.
There we go. So the idea is we can spend our our gold plasm to give our ghosts new abilities. These are the standard set that they have. That's already been listed. Oop. But we can always give them more. As you can see, someone like Wither Witch has a lot of slots open. And of course, Arrow has their own epitaph as well. And part of the game is going to be finding the ghosts that you like, and of course, enhancing them. But the higher the power level of the ghost, someone like Ghastly here is at the top end of the scale, it's going to cost a lot more to make use of all of his crazy powers. I don't know if we'll be able to use this one in this video, but that would be awesome. And this creates an effective persistent element that rewards you for playing the game. Now, it's not a case of you farming levels, as I believe the amount of gold plasm you get is related to your score. So if I don't beat my score in the next round, I'm not going to earn any more gold plasm. Now, so far as we've seen, Ghostmaster is a very unique game, and it really does play into this whole, I guess, simulator aspect really well. Now I'm going to load up another mission and we'll see how things progress, and then we'll probably talk about some of the issues with the game after that. Now in this level, this is where things get very interesting and shows how there's more to Ghostmaster than just scaring people. As you can see, the name of this level is the Calamityville Horror, obviously completely original name there. But for this mission, our job is to actually reveal...
to the mortals.
We have to reveal corpses to the various people, so we can't scare them all out of the house. At least not just yet. Of course, we have some more ghosts here.
I'm up on this roof, fixing the shoddy coax antenna. Thinking a coat hanger would do better. When I start feeling queasy, I'm thinking maybe the little old lady used non-dairy creamer in the tea. When my gut explodes! I made a grab for the chimney, but I guess I lunged too far, because now I'm stuck in it. Give me a hand, would you?
So for this one, our mission is a little bit more complicated. There are several corpses hidden in this place. As you can see, one in the ceiling, or one in the chimney. Let's see, where's number 2? There's one in the attic. And there should be...
Hello, sir.
I'm just going to skip that just so I can have her saved. And where is number 3? So the challenge of this one is that we have to scare people in order to build the ectoplasm. We need to keep going. This looks promising.
She seemed like such a sweet old dear, making me tea and all when I came to fix the boiler.
But we also need to find these corpses or we're going to lose. So the first thing I want to do is probably get some ectoplasm going. This is where you also start to see the effects being combined as well. So we can blow a fuse. So first off, I need to see where everyone is at. Probably don't want to use him just yet. We need to reveal these ghosts as well. Let's see how we're doing here. Let's see, what's his powers do again? Screaming possess someone too. Whirl weird. I believe Fool's Errand is what's gonna help us here. Alright, so a little, I think that's a boy or a girl. It's hard to tell. It's going in there. Oh. There we go. She's fine. Alright, how we want to do this? We need to get that out. There's the fireplace. So what we can do... Okay, whirlwind can only be attributed to a child. Let's see. Do we have someone that can make things chilly?
Without mortals, you will never be able to expose the corpses.
Let's see. Can we make things chilly? So I want him to try and light the fireplace. That's electrical. There's the tea set. What do we have here? Ah, here we go. Bitter cold. So what's going to happen is that's going to make him really chilly, which in turn should have him light the fireplace. There we go. Do it. Come on, you. Don't get a book. Okay, they're over there. And we need to get them to examine things. I'm gonna bind Whirlwind here to the child. And let's try Fool's Errand. So I want them to investigate that room. So we're just going to let them go. How are we doing down here? Come on. We need to get them to see this. Now another option we have, if I can find a earth fetter to try and cause a tremor and force the bones. Uh-oh. We have too many ghosts on the field. There we go. There, perfect. So with that set, somebody should be seeing those bones soon. He just keeps freezing them. Wait, this place has 2 fireplaces. He's stuck on the bottom one. Come on, where is that corpse?
Wouldn't spin it, Dad? I will want to. I'll just find a run. Okay, I've done 9 of them.
Maybe it fell right down here. Let's see what we got here. Come on, someone lay a fireplace. Now to reveal him, we're going to need our friend Stonewall again. Let's see, what do we have? We need to lure him down there. Good. He just lit the fireplace. He's probably calling a repairman. Come on. Now that we have smoke, good. The tremors are revealing the wall
The
there.
handyman has arrived. He may be useful in revealing the bodies.
Good. Come on. Look in that hole. And you can see where this kind of puzzle solving is coming into play. I'm going to put him in here. And I want him to start making noise. So I want to attract someone to find this body. Again, we can't scare them out until we can do this. Anything in here I can use? Come on. Actually, maybe I'll bind Boo in here. Oh. There we go. He just found the first.
It feels good to stretch the old ectoplasm.
Alright, so he's free, and now he will join us for future missions.
The mortals have discovered a skeleton.
Good.
Now it must be shown to the police.
Good. What do you do, buddy? Come on. Go look in there. I want you to see. Go. So we found one corpse. We need to find 2 more.
Hey, gig fun today.
Now, what else do we have here? She's still blowing. Where are you going, buddy? Is he going downstairs? Good.
The police have arrived. Let them conduct their investigation.
Alright, so we can bench him. Come on. No, go back up. And it can be a little tricky trying to get them to do what we want them to do. Try and freak them out a little bit just to get some ectoplasm going. Come on, go. Is there anything in here I can actually use? Ooh.
A demonstration on one of the lovely ladies of the house would doubtless convince.
So we need to get a woman in there.
The mortal law enforcers have located a corpse. The police will report this body, but it will take the discovery of a second corpse to initiate a full investigation.
Alright. So how are we going to do that? That's fire. Fire, water, emotional. Let's see, we have a corpse here. Maybe we can use some power. Nah, that's not gonna work. Alright, where is everybody? I think I'll enhance his power a little bit more. Come on, get in there, you. Just go into the room. There we go. Good. Alright, he's gonna find number 2. Ooh. Perfect.
Can't hang on to this joker anymore. Time for a tea break.
Alright, so they're going to find corpse number 2. And now he is part of our crew. So what I can do, we'll bench her. We'll try a possession here and see what this does. There we go. He's fine. Okay, so they're calling the police. So now basically this guy is his own fetter. Not bad, but we still need to get them into this room. That's normal, right? Nothing bad's happening in there.
They have found a second corpse. Show it to the police, and victory shall be yours.
We still need number 3. And this is where things can get a little bit frustrating with Ghostmaster. Maybe Kinesis will work? No. And where's our kid here? He's just still doing that. Come on, where is everybody? Again, you're at the mercy of the various people and where they're moving to. He's still possessed.
Congratulations!
Nope.
Your haunting goals are complete.
And that's scenario finish. We got more gold plasm, but the problem is we missed one of the ghosts. Now, you can't just go back to a level before. You have to go to high scares here, and you can revisit a level to try and do more there. But basically, to do the best rating, you need to revisit the level, get all the objectives completed, do within the time frame, and get all the ghosts. And once the act is done, they'll unlock more ghosts for us to deal with. But with that said though, while the game is certainly interesting, it's not without its problems, which you saw a few of them probably during that last level, but we'll head back to the main menu and discuss things there, and probably get my final thoughts out of the way. Alright, so to begin to wrap things up, as you've seen over the course of this video, Ghostmaster is a very unique game. It combines, again, various aspects of The Sims, with, it kind of, in a sense, reminds me of the Commando series, with having each person essentially be their own unique role. But it's not without issues, and I think that's what kind of sunk the series, and why we haven't seen more of it. So the first thing is that the game can be a little unwieldy, both in terms of what you're supposed to do, and then even just trying to complete those tasks. You pretty much have to rely on the recommended ghosts just so you have any idea of what it is you're supposed to be doing. And if you don't do that, it's very easy to take a crew of ghosts onto a mission that either serve no purpose whatsoever, or simply don't have the skills needed to do the advanced maneuvers, as we saw in that last mission, where I had to break the wall down, bring the fireplace, stuff along those lines. And it can become very annoying to play the game when you're dealing with a very scatterbrained AI. In one of the later missions, I believe it's the last mission of the first act, it's basically an Evil Dead parody. But the problem is you have to lure the people to the cabin. And not only do you have to deal with knowing what powers to use and when, we also have to make sure that the AI can actually go over to where you want them to. And it becomes very frustrating to do this, and it can also balloon the time spent on these missions dramatically. As you can also see with these last few parts, the game is a little tricky to control when you're trying to find where the people are, where your ghosts are, and keeping things going like that. Advanced play again is about combining ghost powers and making full use of phobias to just do like a shock and awe strategy or an alpha strike on the various people. But it becomes very hard to set that up. In the later missions, when you start dealing with people who can attack your own ghosts, being able to keep track of them is very important, because you have to get them away from those people before they start their seance or their busting. The game's final mission, which we won't unfortunately be able to show here is very much indicative of all the issues with Ghostmaster. It takes place in an asylum that is, I only remember how many floors it is, but it is massive. And you have to keep track of everybody while scaring them, while performing goals, while keeping your ghosts alive. And while this certainly adds up to some complicated gameplay, I don't know how engaging it was to try and juggle all these balls at the same time. But with that said though, let's wrap up this week's Dissecting Design. Like I said, Ghostmaster is a very unique game, and if you're looking for something like it, chances are you're not going to find it. One of my dream ideas was to create a game that was kind of like this, but more along the lines of like the Grim Reaper, or doing stuff along those lines. And it is very fun to play, and you can really get some very interesting combinations once you learn the game enough to be able to get your own customized ghost squad on these missions. But again, the game really doesn't give you a lot of information regarding its advanced play, and being able to effectively set up your own team. Like I said a few minutes ago, you will most likely rely on the recommended ghost for every mission, just because it's the safest bet. But for those of you watching this, I am curious, what did you think of Ghostmaster? And are there any games like it out there? Because I haven't been able to find any, and I would love to see someone try a new take on this, similar to what we're getting with Evil Genius 2, hopefully, at some point. But with that said, thank you so much for watching this week's Dissecting Design. If you enjoyed things, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. New Dissecting Design pieces go up every Monday. And if you would like to suggest a game for me to look at, please let me know. But otherwise, check back for daily discussions on game design here and on Game Wisdom, and I will catch you all next time. Take care. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check back around 10 Eastern for regular streaming. If you'd like to suggest games for me to cover or topics to talk about, let me know in the comments below. For a collection of my writings as well as weekly podcasts on design, check out game-wisdom.com. To support the Game Wisdom Patreon, you can find us on there on patreon.com/gwblazer. $1 will get you into our private Discord channel where we talk game topics and more. $5 will get you voting privileges for any major event, including the Saturday Night Grab Bag, Patreon-funded goals, and more. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoy more videos here on the Game Wisdom YouTube channel.